Manifestation is the best thing to come into my life. I feel like people are honestly overcomplicating manifestation. Hello my loves and manifestors, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to any new viewers. If you don't know me, I'm Tasia. I'm 17 years old. I am a self-published poet/author, and if you want to know a little bit more about my books or just me being a poet, I have my link tree in the description, which has all the links to buy my books on Amazon. You can also follow me on my other socials to see more of my poetry, but this video is not about my poetry, so that's just a quick little intro. This video, as you can tell by the title, is centered around manifestation. I have been manifesting for about 2 years now, but more consistently within the last 9 months, I feel like. I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard about manifestation 2 years ago, I was like, I was a little skeptical, because when you hear about manifestation and you know none of the background details or how to do it, and you just hear the pure definition of manifestation, it's like, you sure? When I did try it for the first time, I was honestly beyond shocked. And since then I've been manifestation obsessed. Manifestation is honestly really easy, and we truly underestimate the power of our mind. Our mind is so powerful, but we don't even realize it, which is why I'm making this video for all the baby manifestors, or even if you're more experienced and you're just looking for a new method or whatever the case may be. This is how I currently manifest. I've manifested relationships, jobs, money, school, good grades, literally anything I've wanted to manifest. I have used this method, and 90% of the time it has worked. Before I get into the video, if you are new to manifestation, I suggest you go check out my other manifestation video, which is Manifestation 101, which gives you all the background detail on what you need to know about manifestation before you start manifesting. Go check out that video and then come back to this one. So this is the process on how I've been manifesting for the last few months. Basically what this method is it involves journaling. What this method is I write a message to the universe and just any higher power that you believe in. I write a letter to the universe thanking them for what I'm manifesting. But now I'm gonna get into my process, and I'm gonna teach you guys how to do it step by step. And also stay to the end of the video for more tips on manifesting. Getting into the method, the first thing that I do with this method is obviously figure out what you want, and in detail. When I'm manifesting something, I try to pinpoint exactly what it is that I want. I try to keep it very specific, because if you don't even know what you want, it's going to be very hard to manifest it, and odds are what you're manifesting, you're going to end up getting something that you didn't want. So before you start to manifest anything, you need to know exactly what you want in detail. For example, let's say you're manifesting a job. Be specific, what job? Is it in retail? Is it fast food? Is it a corporate job? Is it the government? What position are you working for? How much are you making an hour? How many hours are you working a week? Be specific. You just figure out what you want, have that in your mind, you can move on to the next step, which is writing a letter to the universe. Now, it doesn't have to be to the universe. If you just believe in any higher power, it has to be a higher power that you believe in. And for me, I believe in the universe. How I always start my letter to the universe is I always start with, "Dear universe, thank you for da 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 da," or "Thank you for bringing into my life da 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 da." The main thing you want to focus on when writing this letter to the universe is you want to write it in present tense. So you're not going to write "Oh, dear universe, can you please give me this? Can you do this?" No. You're going to write to the universe saying, "Dear universe, thank you for bringing in whatever into my life," and then you're going to describe it as if you already have it. Let's say you're starting a business and you want to manifest that your business does well. You would write, "Dear universe, thank you for bringing my successful business into my life." From there, you would proceed to describe your business. So describe your business, describe the job, describe the relationship you want, but when you're writing it, you want to write it in present tense as if it has already happened. So that's the whole point of thanking the universe for it. Another thing is gratitude. When you're writing it, you have to feel gratitude as if it's already happened, which is the whole point of saying thank you. On to the next step. When I'm writing, you have to believe it. This is the most important part about manifesting, is you can manifest literally anything in the world, but it will not work unless you believe it's going to happen. If you don't believe in what you're writing, it's not going to happen. If you write your journal or your letter to the universe and then you put it away and then you're like, "Oh, what if it doesn't happen?" and you're doubting yourself, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, because that's not how manifestation works. You have to be confident that it's going to happen, because you already have it. When you're writing your letter to the universe, you have it. You're just thanking the universe for it and waiting for the universe to do the work. When I'm writing my letters to the universe, as I'm writing it, I'm feeling how I would feel as if it already happened. When I'm manifesting a job, I'm like trying to feel the emotions of like how I would feel working that job, how I would feel seeing that money in my account, how I would feel going to work, and put myself in a position where it feels like I already have it. Like, it's okay to have doubts, especially as a beginner. It's very common to have doubts when manifesting. Like, you just remind yourself, just keep saying in your head like, thank you universe for this, thank you, thank you, thank you. Just repeat it over and over until you convince yourself. Like, you literally need to bullshit yourself until you believe it. Literally gaslight yourself. What I do when I'm like questioning it, or I'm like, oh, what if it doesn't happen? I literally gaslight myself. I'm like, first of all, be quiet. Of course it's gonna happen. Of course I have that job. Of course I'm successful. Of course I'm gonna ace that exam. Like, literally bullshit and gaslight myself. The next step is, after I'm done writing what my manifestation is in detail, like the last thing I do, I rewrite the first line, which was like, thank you universe for blah blah blah. That's what I put at the end. After I describe like the very last thing of whatever I'm manifesting, I say, so I thank you again universe for bringing da 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 into my life. After that, usually I sign it off. Like, I put my little signature at the end. That's not mandatory. I don't think it really does anything, but it makes me feel more confident. I kind of make it like a journal instead of more like a letter, but in the format of a letter, if you know what I mean. Yeah, that's like how I close it off. But you're not done there. You're not done there. The next thing that I do is I reread it. And as you're rereading it, like, really feel it. Like, really feel as if it's true. Like, that goes back to feeling the emotions of like having your manifestation. Like, you want to reread it as if you're like telling it to somebody, like as if you're recalling a memory. Like, try to visualize it as you're reading. Just read it, connect with your emotion, visualize, whatever you have to do. Just read it until you believe it. And then once you're done writing, completely done everything, you reread it, blah blah blah, I only close my journal once I truly believe it. I will keep that journal open and look at the letter until I'm like, yeah, it's gonna happen. Like, until I have complete confidence in myself and in the universe. But if you're not confident and you're like still questioning yourself, don't close the book. Leave it open. Leave it, especially if you have a specific journal just for manifestation. Keep it open and like do whatever it takes to convince yourself that manifestation is going to come true. Because I cannot stress it enough. You have to believe, otherwise it's not going to work. Which I feel like people struggle with that the most when it comes to manifestation, is just believing that it's actually going to happen, especially for baby manifestors who haven't experienced getting their manifestation. Hard to believe that it's going to happen for the first time when you have never manifested before. Once I put my journal away, I literally delete it from my mind. I act as if I never wrote it. And this step is like really important, because if you dwell on the thought and thinking like, oh my god, I really want the job, I really want the job, I really want the job, you're going to be in your head so much. Because if you're thinking about it 24/7 or like all the time, it's going to interfere with the manifestation. Now you're speaking in present tense, where you don't have your manifestation yet, and you're gonna be like, oh, I really want it, I really want it, I really want it, when you should be saying, I'm so happy I have it, I'm so happy I have it, I'm so happy I have it. But you can't exactly control your thoughts like that, which is why I try to forget about it. I distract myself if I have to. I do anything I can to just act like I never wrote it and not obsess over it. You don't want to put it so up there. You want to make it as if it's like an everyday thing, which is also going to help you believe that it's going to happen to you. Because if you're thinking about it all the time, is definitely going to like get you in your head and like thinking, what if it doesn't happen, this, that. If you forget that you wrote the letter, it'll be hard for you to think like negative thoughts and think, what if it doesn't happen, because you completely forgot about it. You just have to let the universe do the work and be patient. The last step is, in time, your manifestation will happen. Like manifestation is mostly composed of confidence. If you have confidence in yourself and universe, like if you're just purely confident, it's not going to be hard to convince yourself that whatever you're manifesting is going to come true, because you're confident. You're like, yeah, it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, I did say I was going to provide a few little tips at the end of this video, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. As I said before, avoid using timestamps. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I already mentioned it. The next thing is practice. Manifestation is a skill. Just like time management, organization, it's something that requires practice, and you're not going to necessarily get it the first time. You might not get it the 5th time. Something that you eventually learn to do. It's something that everyone has the ability to do, is just to tap into that ability and have confidence that you can do it. The next tip is use a specific journal for your manifestation. You definitely don't have to. But for me, I found that using a journal specifically for manifestation was the best decision for me and my manifestations, and so I do suggest that you guys try that out because it's just more powerful. Another thing, always sign off your letters when you're using this method. Always sign off your letters to the universe. I don't know why, it just makes it feel more real for some reason. The last tip I have is practice gratitude. And why I say this is because if you feel grateful for what you already have in your life, then it's going to be easy to be grateful for what you don't have. Literally just practice gratitude on a regular basis. Even if you're not manifesting, just practice being grateful for what you have and what you don't. That's the end of this video. That's currently how I manifest. For me, it has worked like 90% of the time. So I definitely suggest that you guys try out this method and let me know how you get on in the comments. If you do try out this method, tell me your experience, how it worked out. And if you have any other manifestation methods or things that you do to manifest that have worked for you, also leave a comment in the description about it. Help all the baby manifestors out there, because I think we should all be manifesting. But just remember that to manifest, you really do not need a method. Methods are an easier way to like organize your thoughts and organize your manifestations. However, it is not necessary. You need to find what works for you, and I encourage you to watch more manifestation videos. Keep trying until you find honestly what works for you, and keep in mind what works for me might not work for you, but I did still want to share my methods and how I manifest to you guys, because honestly this method has been a miracle. I've manifested jobs, I have manifested relationships, I've manifested money, literally anything that I've wanted that I've tried to manifest, 90% of the time it worked. All in all, I hope that this video was helpful for you, and if you did enjoy it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on my other socials to see more content from me. I have TikTok and Instagram, and don't forget to look in the description below where I'll have my Linktree linked, so if you're interested in checking out my books on Amazon, all the links are down there. And if you want to hear more about my poetry books, since this video was not about them, you can go to my channel. I have plenty of videos on all of my books. But that's all for today, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, my loves.